We all go a little mad.
Forget you.
Here's Johnny.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, a place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things. For this episode, Dragula. I'm one of the co-hosts, Yutaka. Hello. Joined with Liam.
Hi.
And today, really excited because we have freaking, we cuss here. We have fucking Koco Caine.
Hey.
We are really excited, especially if you've all been watching. You should have seen the reunion, and I mean, there's a star, and then there's Koco, and that is, yeah. Let's talk about that reunion, because you came with some receipts, and yeah, how'd you feel about the reunion?
Okay, so my thing is, anyone who knows me knows I thoroughly believe in accountability. So if it comes out of your mouth, be prepared to hear it again. If not, you shouldn't have said it. So when we got to that good old reunion and the girls wanted to say shit like run the tapes, let's run them. Let's run the tapes. Let's hold each other accountable for what we did and didn't do.
I love that.
Perfect.
Plain and simple.
Like, it was beautiful. To be fair, it was beautiful to watch because it was so refreshing to see someone just say it. Because obviously, usually on reality shows and things like this, you have people they'll pussyfoot around, or they'll say it, but they'll say it in a way that's more nasty. But you were just so concise, so to the point, that it was just so entertaining to watch. Like, I spent the whole thing just being yes.
See, my biggest concern with it, honestly, was I know how people can be painted in, television land when it comes to expression, passion, aggression. It can often be like the execution can be misconstrued or often just like misinterpreted. So as a very passionate person who is very set in their ways and knows what they do and don't tolerate, it can be really challenging sometimes to make sure that that passion isn't channeled into anger. So I don't know if you could tell, but there were some moments where the fan got pointed, and that's when I'm like, okay.
You had to bring it back a little.
Yeah, take it on down a couple of notches. But
I mean, it must feel so good to see the fan reaction after that episode, because all I can see is love. So that must feel great.
God, yes. It's really, let me use my words correctly. It's really gratifying to finally be at a point in life where not only is speaking your truth and standing up for what you believe in accepted, but also celebrated. Because for the longest, I've been in environments where like pack mentality ruled, and being the outlier or the person that would be the one to speak up wasn't really the best, thing for me in that moment. But more often than not, when you're speaking up about something that no one else is willing to, it's never the best thing for the person in question. It usually comes with backlash. It usually comes with, consequences.
Mm-hmm.
But how else do you impose change on those unwilling and refusing to?
That's well said, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things about several of the contestants you included is that you're just you're blunt, you're to the point, you don't sugarcoat stuff, and it's refreshing because you know, some people can either have multiple sides or I love accountability. More need to have it. And I think it was really nice to see that. And agreed with Liam. It was great to see the fans just really, well, they loved it. I mean, and that's right after also you slaying the Killer Clowns episode. Let's talk about how, I mean, myself included, when you started voguing, I lost it.
Listen, the thing about me is more often than not, if I'm breathing, I'm doing something silly. I'm dancing, I'm cutting up, I'm having a good old time. I just so happened to be in front of a camera that day, and I was a little surprised. It kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but I'm glad we could capture my not so serious and confrontational side.
It was a moment. I mean, I think that's what so many talked about from that episode. So
I felt kind of bad at the same time, but at the same time, I did what had to be done. But everybody saw the show. I'm like, no, this isn't about me. But it is though. But it's not.
Hey, you gotta use, you know, it's all about I wouldn't say screen time, but you've got to, when you're given a platform and you're given a chance, you just got to go with it. I mean, I was upset, I will say, to kind of get a little, not downerish, but it broke my heart actually. The moment in the cauldron though, between you and Saint, where it was very emotional and you were both in the bottom too. But I did love to see how you two were just connecting in that moment, even though it broke my heart because I didn't want to see either one of you go.
Yeah, that, I feel like, I don't know if a lot of people have been paying attention or not, but like, me and Saint don't go super far back, but it was like one of those relationships where like when you meet somebody, you just know.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first saw the Resurrection episode, at that point in life, I was fully invested in Dragula mentally. I had known like I want to do this someday. I just want to make sure I got all my ducks in a row. But then there was just like that creeping doubt in the back of my mind that was like, you know, what's the likelihood of somebody like you getting on? Like, I felt like I had such a, for lack of a better term, unique story, not storyline, but just like choices I've made in life so far. And like, I was just like, I don't know, maybe you don't really see people like that out there. And then I saw Resurrection and hearing Saint open up about their life and some of their struggles and things that they endured, I was, wow, it's not that uncommon as I thought it was. And we kind of like, in my mind, like bonded over that. And then we actually like did. And it was just like, we've been like this since. Like, that's my homegirl. I kind of regret saying if anybody was going to send me home, I'm glad it was you. I mean, I'm not. I didn't want to go home. But like at the end of the day, I knew I was getting sent home by a very talented person, a very relatable person, a person that if I had to choose between me, or okay, no, we're not gonna say that. If I had to live with knowing they carried this platform, could I confidently trust them with it? Because to me, like, this is more than just a competition. This is more than just $100,000. It's more than just a crown. This is like, this is affecting lives. Like, people are watching this and looking up to this. So like, you can't just put anybody up there, if you know what I mean. So
no, that's agreed. It's been, I mean, it's, as Shudder has put out the press release too, it's their most successful TV series, original programming. So that's awesome. And I'm happy to see Dragula finally getting more exposure to where, you know, I think before it wasn't, I mean, it was huge, but I think now the platform, and I mean, it's been trending, which makes me happy. But I think with that comes some of the, some of the fandom has been a little bit rough.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Oh,
Okay.
I wanted the fans to understand from the get-go, I'm not the kind of person to tolerate anything more or less than what I'm willing to tolerate. So when I first stepped up to the platform and made my entrance and impression to it, I was met with a lot of people who didn't like how I handled confrontation via the internet. And I swiftly reminded them when they made comments such like, "You're a superstar now, you need to rise above it, be the bigger person." Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm the same person I was 48 hours ago before you even knew I had anything to do with this. So what we're not going to do is impose these new standards on me because I'm on your TV screen. You wouldn't walk up to me and say what you're saying to me to my face if I was on this TV. So I'm not going to sit here and let you think that this is acceptable behavior because I'm on this TV. I feel like more people that have these platforms need to hold their fan base accountable because they're running around acting asses of themselves. And at the end of the day, whether you condone it or not, it falls back on you because you're who they idolize. So if you can't, corral your people or, just be like, hey, this is unacceptable behavior, you really don't need to be on a platform because those aren't leadership qualities.
Yeah, definitely. It's frustrating that is something that the world seems to feel like. People on the internet feel like they have an entitlement to act like this, and it's confusing as to where it's come from because like it never used to be a thing. And then all of a sudden it just became a thing. And then people accepted it for a while, thinking it was just obviously the odd few. And then obviously it turned out to be more and more and more and more and more. So I think it's great to have someone like you who's willing to be like, no, like that's not what we do. That's not how you do. That's not how you were going to behave. Like more people need to be like you for social media to become a less toxic place.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I tried to tell them that, but they don't like hearing that from me. So,
They don't like hearing it from anyone because you're telling them that they can't do what they want to do. So,
bless their hearts.
One day they'll learn.
Speaking of social media, I want to highlight because it's one of my favorite things is I wish I would have caught on to this earlier, but you also do recaps in sense or live reactions. And I live for your facial expressions, and also I crack up because some people get stupid in your comments and you're like, no, bye, block. I'm like,
oh. Hell yeah. Fuck. The way I look at it is, even if I don't respect the person, I respect the platform. Mm-hmm. I'm not here and disrespect this platform because if it was given to anybody else, I would respect it. So respect it, period. So when I have people hop on my platform and then try to come at me sideways or act all out, like we are grown. We are grown adults. I'm not going to sit here and tell you about what you did. You did what you did and you knew what you did when you did it. So I'm going to hold you accountable and give you these consequences because if you didn't take those into account before you made the decision, that's on you. Now, how your decision has affected me is up to me on how I handle it. And I'm blocking that ass from this live because you don't know how to act. Maybe next time when you make your second Instagram account or whatever platform you make it on, you'll get it right this time. But until then, grown up time out.
Yeah.
Like, I get so over dealing with somebody's kids. Like at the end of the day, these are somebody's poorly raised kids just running around stirring shit up. Mm-hmm. And when you look, it's like I'm not raising you. I am not trying absolutely not.
I love it.
That's great. That is exactly what it is.
I also want to talk about it was really fun, actually. The first episode we had Miss Toto on, and we were talking about you when you walked in. Like, you have this presence about you that it commands like attention. When you walked in the room, we were just oh, okay. And I'm still a little upset with the critiques you got over your horror icons reimagined, because it was stunning. It was drop dead sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And honestly, that look in particular kind of was like a moment for me, considering the circumstances in which I was in with that look. Originally, the look was supposed to be custom made.
Mm-hmm.
I had concept. I commissioned someone to do it, and they didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, they ghosted me last minute, and I had to figure it out from there. So that looked to me, regardless of what any of the judges said or what anyone had to say about it, to me that was a really that was a turning point for me, because I'm not gonna act like I haven't been the type of person that had to work quickly under pressure before, but I'd say that's the best it's gone. With someone with a little anxiety, a little, my nerves can be a little bad, but to see myself persevere in that environment and push through despite the odds and the circumstance, I was pretty proud of myself.
It was a banger of a look.
Amazing look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously in the earlier episodes, you were very much the confessional queen, especially for us, especially. Did you go into it knowing that you would have that kind of, like, I don't know what the word is, that ability, like, on camera, like, to
stage presence,
yeah, like the stage presence of being able to like command the camera and have the witty like back and forth when you're just recapping yourself, basically?
Honestly, no. The closest I would say to like camera presence I've ever had would be when I acted and volunteered in the haunted house I worked for in my teens, which is where a lot of my drag and special effects makeup flourished. It was actually pretty, I don't even know how to describe the experience. I was very interested to see how I would be conveyed on camera, because I'm not the kind of person to like sit in the mirror and like practice things like that. I was self-conscious for a long time, so confronting all those body image issues, and I don't want to say confidence, because that just validates some things that were said by a few select people. They know that was true, because I don't feel as though I displayed that, but to see what everyone else sees that I didn't know they could see, it was kind of like a little bit like, we got to work on that. You're a little too readable, just a little bit. But I also enjoyed that. I learned that I don't have to always speak my mind in order for my thoughts to be known, because apparently my face does it without my permission.
It does. But that's partially why I just love it, because you can tell when you're just over the fake shit. And so it's something I appreciate. I can't help it too on my face. I'm just not as gorgeous, but yeah, my feelings are known.
My feelings are known, but I'm gorgeous, so I understand.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, I'm just at a point in my life and career where, like, when you've dealt with the same shit over and over and over again, year after year, I've read this book, I've seen this movie, I've been to this show, got the t-shirt, got the autograph, I got the damn shit framed. I'm tired. I'm over it. I don't have the tolerance for it anymore. I don't have the patience. Can't even humor it. It's like, we should be past this as people. As a community, we should be beyond this by now. The fact that conversations are still needing to be had and hashed out is absolutely silly to me, especially when you take into consideration and account how old the people in question are. Like, I don't mean to be like ageist or anything, but I'm 26 years old. The fact that a lot of the shit that I've learned in this industry and this lifestyle has been taught to me by people that have been in it for 2 to 3 times as long as I have says a lot about the environment and the situation at hand. So like, it's like, we know what's going on. We know what the problem is. What is being done about it? And for me, I'm hearing crickets, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's when I get.
Agreed.
So one of the other things, as we're watching you style this wig, because we chatted with Framelda, and apparently you are just cranking out wigs like crazy in terms of how quickly you're able to turn out a sickening look.
I don't want to brag, but
oh no, go for it. Absolutely.
One thing I do take pride in is, and it's really like not even a brag, it's just I don't like being inconvenienced and I'm lazy. So when it comes to like gigs and functions, I don't want to sit here and have to worry about me styling this wig now, packing it getting there and being just absolutely trash and I don't have the materials to fix it. So I'll literally just pack my hair product, pack my units, style my hair before the gig and go. So with that, it builds like speed, it builds time practice. Whenever you have like, what's the word for when like commissions, whenever you have commissions and due dates, you're on a time crunch. You got to get shit. So I'm always constantly trying to find techniques, find methods to make it easier, quicker, better, stronger, more durable, last longer, all that good stuff. And I'm honestly really happy to say that I was able to help some of the girls bring their, their hair visions to life.
I mean, I'm not a natural ginger. My beard's ginger, but I dye my actual hair ginger to match. So I'm just like watching you doing this, and I'm like, that would look lovely on me. It's just it's just a beautiful color.
Indeed. This is actually, I know it looked a little rough earlier, but this was actually for lack of a better term, hand-me-down unit from a client I had. How do I say this without reading?
They didn't take care of it, I'm guessing.
We'll go with that. We'll just say the place has seen better years. Not days, better years. And we're working on getting the texture back right. We've straightened her a little bit. She's got a little bit of movement to her now, but this is actually, sneak peek, spoiler alert, this is actually going to be the wig for my Cerebellum cosplay at I won't tell you where because then they'll know what to expect. But I'm cosplaying one of my drag idols. I don't really idolize people. I like to idolize characters because they can't disappoint you. Her body was goals, literally goals. I styled myself after Jessica Rabbit, Betty Boop, Cerebellum, just those ridiculously curvy, mysterious, sassy, fiery women of the cartoon world, Hollywood from Cruel World, that bitch like that. So it's really nice to not only be able to like revamp them and give them my little flair, but to also pay homage and remind the kids that they even fucking exist, because I forget I'm getting old. I'm pushing that generation.
We're in our 30s.
Yeah, so Liam and I are like, well, that's us.
How dare you?
26 is practically the new 40, so I've been told. I don't like.
Oh gosh, no!
I know.
I've got one foot in the grave now.
Stop! I'm not dead.
Oh God! At least someone could have told us.
Yeah.
It's worse when they tell you. It's worse when they inform you the rules have been updated. I found out Snapchat isn't for anyone over 29. I'm like, when did that was not in the terms and agreements? I don't recall seeing that. What's next?
We made it popular. We should have it for the longest.
Exactly. Like, my attention span is only but like how many seconds long is a Snapchat?
Oh,
10?
Exactly. That's how long my attention span is, which is perfect.
I'm old. I don't have Snapchat.
See, now you're further in the stereotype. We got to be better than this.
Come on, Yutaka.
I've never gotten into Snapchat. I'm a mess on. Well, I'm really a mess on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, Insta. That's about it. I don't even do Facebook anymore because that's when you're. Oh.
That's toxic. That's the mecca of toxicity.
Still do Facebook, mainly just because it's fun to watch the old people that use it put really like outrageous things on there that shouldn't be out in the public domain, so that you can then swoop in and tell them why they're wrong. I like to call it gammon hunting. But because if you picture like a really angry, inappropriate older person, they're usually a white male.
Yes.
They're usually bald. They're usually very angry. So their face goes a little bit pinky red, like a gammon.
The accuracy.
So, you're all welcome. You go on a gammon hunt. It's delightful. And then occasionally, if there's like a post like on like a news thing, and you see like loads of like inappropriate comments, you can go to one of them and then just comment underneath and tag whoever you're tagging and just say, bring the pineapple. And then when they arrive, they know it's time to get them.
Oh. See, I know exactly what you mean. I had to get away from Facebook though, because I'm one of those people, I got time. I have time. We can go back and forth on the good old internet because I just have time. You can ask Miss Nina Bonina Brown. I have all the time in the world. But there comes a point where I'm like, we got to stop. I'm about ready to find you. And that's bad. I am that girl.
I usually end up just getting blocked.
Oh. See, that just doesn't work for me. Oh.
I wish they would just continue arguing, but they never do. They just say something really nasty and then block you. And you're like, oh, God damn it.
See, back in the day, I used to have, back in the day, I used to keep at least 4 to 5 Facebook accounts under different names for that exact situation. I will have the last word today.
Smart.
I am that girl. Oh, you thought you won? Oh, you didn't expect up account 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, did you? Here we are. Now what? Get that block button warmed up, bud.
Oh my goodness. Love it. So since you're getting a wig ready as well, but I'm curious what upcoming events, not that one, so it doesn't spoil it, but what do you have? What's coming up for Koco?
Well, tomorrow I will be at, actually, I'll show you the poster.
Oh.
Here. Currently where I am here in Pensacola, Florida. That's me right there with the titties.
I love that promo photo. Ah.
Yes, me and the ghoulies are going to be cutting up here in Pensacola. And then the day after tomorrow, I think Orlando. I think I head to Orlando or Tampa. Yes, let me pull that up because I'm the kind of person I'll just get in the car with anybody and end up anywhere. It's just.
I just realized there was somebody else in the room with Koco. I'm like, who Koco? Oh, okay.
It's the spirits that Mary Cherry was talking about. I'm pretty sure those are just the delusions, but
Oh my god. I
I
don't that was the best moment of the reunion. Oh my gosh.
was it just here? Did anybody else notice that she still didn't spell it right? She spelled the Lucian. You left off a whole 2 letters, ma'am. That you had 2. You were close. Almost had it.
I didn't even click on. I
Oh
was too
yeah.
busy laughing at the fact that she still went back to try and do it.
That's the saddest part. She could have just left it where it was at, but nope, we had to just piss on the coffin after we buried it. But I will be at Holiday Matsuri in panel room, Chicago/Denver 1562. Saturday, technically Sunday. But yeah, I'll be cosplaying Alice in Wonderland. It's gonna be super cute because I'm doing like not traditional Alice. I'm going for like Alice if she was obviously a dead stripper hoe and slaughtered everyone.
Ooh,
I like it.
I like that.
I made this really cute big blonde ponytail. It's got a swoop in the front, very much so inspired by the Boulets and their iconic wig that they wore with the little red situation and the thing and the thing. Yes, I love that. Yes. Don't tell them I'm coming for their gig, but I want them to see it firsthand.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting. I'm hoping more ghouls and monsters come, you know, as I annoy the promoters here. Like, can you bring so-and-so? Can you bring so-and-so? Like, we're working on it. I go, okay, well, you know, even though,
You're not
yes, we
working
do.
fast enough.
I know Maxie brought you like a while back, and you have to chat with Maxie. Like, bring Koco. I want to meet Koco.
Wait, where y'all at?
I'm in
actually?
St. Louis.
Oh, yes. We had actually spoken about a gig that's stay tuned. I'll just say it.
Ooh.
There you go. You might
I
get
know
what
it-
you want.
Huh?
I'm saying he might eventually get what he wants.
Oh, most definitely. My thing is like, for me, there's nowhere off limits. I'm not doing this solely based on money. I'm not doing this solely based on anything for the simple fact that like, I want to be where I'm wanted. I want to be around people that want to be around me. I want to be around people that celebrate, you know, the things I like to celebrate as well. I want moments. I want things to look back on and remember. I want to think about places in the world that I've always dreamed about going, which is really anywhere when you grow up in a small ass country town. So I want to experience the world. I want to experience people. I want to experience different things. And you can't do that by sitting at home, living vicariously through a TV show. So
No.
I'm getting out there. I'm trying my best to put in the footwork, make the necessary moves that need to be done to actually make a difference in the community, one way or the other.
Well, fingers crossed you also come to the UK, because I would also like to see you.
So I gotta get me a passport and one of them universal chargers, but I will be on the I'll start walking today if I have to.
It's more of a swim, but
Oh, I don't even think I'll float unless it's in silicone. I don't know. I'm gonna run a check on that, but I guarantee you I'll swim there.
That's amazing.
So,
oh, go ahead.
not to put a downer on the events, but I think we do need to discuss it because
God.
you are here. How did it feel getting eliminated? Was it like,
Oh, you go ahead. What were you gonna say?
just because we were like gutted just watching it, because obviously we really wanted you to say, because as we said, you were so fun to watch. So
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed. For me mentally, it was kind of like a really bitch kind of moment. When I was getting my package together, I looked at this challenge and thought, God damn, I hate this. Like, literally I fucking hate this so much. Like, I live in Oklahoma. I currently reside in Oklahoma. Grew up in North Carolina for 21 years. So it's like, I'm trying to escape this. I'm tired of cows, chickens, farms, tractors. I don't want anymore. I don't cowboy hats and boots. I'm tired of Wranglers. I'm tired of giant belt buckles. I'm tired of the West. So when I had to prepare for this challenge, I was like, what can we do to at least make this enjoyable? And considering I hate not only well, I'm not gonna say hate, that's a strong word. I don't really fuck with the West like that. And I also don't really fuck with sci-fi. So like, it was really like, well, girl, just hope this doesn't come up anytime soon. Hope that by the time you get the challenge, you've already got enough wins under your belt to where it doesn't really hurt you. But joke's on me. Sent my bitch ass home. That's why I was really mad. I was like, you know what? That's what the fuck you get. You shouldn't have half-assed it. You should have put just as much effort into this challenge as you did your favorite challenge. That's what, if I can give anybody in the world advice that's going to compete, focus the hardest on the challenge you hate the fucking most, because it will pop up at the most inconvenient moment and rock your shit. If you're prepared for the challenge you hate the most, when it comes, it'll be the most empowering moment you have on the show, because you can sit in that moment and think to yourself, I knew this moment was going to come. I knew this was my weakest link, and I have everything I need to overcome this. I just, however, got caught up on my disdain for the West and let that be my downfall. So
that's good advice.
It's excellent advice.
There we go. Yes. But
that wasn't that much of a downer moment. I was a little worried, Liam. I was like, great.
You have to discuss it.
I was like, Coco's gonna block you, Liam.
No, what gagged me, my fucking his ass. I wasn't looking at the like calendar and the episode airings whenever I was taking my bookings. So I forgot I died, honestly. I completely forgot that even happened. My brain was like, girl, you did that. Yeah, you're just not, you went home. And so I'm just taking gigs. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go everywhere. And then the one I went home came around and I was like, oh God, this is a viewing party. Oh, fuck. So I'm like, it's registering as I'm boarding the plane. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, I didn't watch the episode either. I kind of like, I'm working, don't have time. So I'm like, am I gonna be able to emotionally, mentally, physically, and professionally endure this? So I prepared myself. I did all the happy, healthy things that I needed to do to mentally prepare for that. I went shopping, bought a new outfit, bought some hair, bought new everything. That's actually where my promo look with the little leather pig mask and the vinyl corset, all that occurred due to mental preparation. And the irony is, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but people didn't even recognize me. So in a way, I was like kind of just a fly on the wall, which was interesting. I felt like I got a perspective of it that a lot of entertainers don't get to have, because the audience knows they're present, and that kind of sets a precedence of how they're expected to behave and act. However, the fact that no one kind of really knew that I was in the back, leaned against the wall, sipping a sex on the beach, trying to drink my feelings. They were to see them react to the episode and how it was panning out was actually, it did the opposite of what I expected it to. And that night I performed I Will Survive like Gloria Gaynor. It was a moment. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I know them viewing parties can be awkward on things like that, because where I'm from, one of our local queens got on Drag Race UK this year. So I went to their viewing party. It turns out on the episode they got eliminated, but they couldn't hide because obviously it was their local bar. So they were on stage watching the episode. So everyone could just see them crumbling in their seat and crying.
No.
So it was like, whoa. But
Yeah,
the audience supported her, so
that's what I was afraid of. Ooh. But that's empowering as fuck, though. Like, big ups to them, because my emotionally unavailable ass could never.
yeah.
I'm catching in a stall somewhere. It's over. I'm throwing up. Tell them I'm sick. I'm pregnant. I don't care. I'm going through some things. Like, leave me be. I was low-key a little butthurt. Mary called me out talking about we cry together. I'm a thug. We do not cry. Okay? I am a gangster. We shed no tears. Publicly.
Love that. Well, before we end, because we do talk horror, I have to ask, what's either what's your favorite horror film or what's the best horror film you've seen in the past year?
Oh man, I hate this one. I honestly
Everyone
haven't
says that.
any new horror, anything this. That's a lie. Rewind. Oh fuck, what was it called? It was actually not that great, but it was decent for what's been coming out lately, I guess. But it was like this movie about how I could have fell asleep, so I could be recapping this wrong. But this like creature demon thing, I don't know. It was like a false god that like led people to believe that it was like the Virgin Mary or some shit like that, but it was actually this demon named Mary that like got people to wow, Mary. It got people to worship her, and she used it would make her stronger and stronger and stronger, and she would like be doing evil shit, and if you like turned against her, she'd kill you. And there was like this sacred tree or something. It was an interesting take on religion and how strong your personal beliefs, how strong they are and how they can affect things and manifesting, all that good stuff. But the movie I always go back to for the simple fact that I really just want to be this bitch so bad is The 13 Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
More specifically, The Angry Princess.
Mm-hmm.
That, oh God. Did you ever get the DVD and watch like the backstory and behind the scenes and stuff of each individual ghost?
No.
You're kidding me. Okay, so if you get the DVD, you can even YouTube it actually. They go details and give each individual ghost backstory. And the Angry Princess's backstory was basically like she was a supermodel who was obsessed with like her looks and beauty and surgery. And she would come back to the surgeon's office regularly for the smallest of things, chasing perfection. And one day the surgeon was like, girl, bye. You don't need that. There's not a procedure for that. Go on somewhere. And she was like, no, I'll do it my damn self. Very mean. And she tried, failed, and ruined herself. And in turn decided to leave. She decided to exit in a bathtub.
Okay.
She haunts this bathtub and anybody that comes around. So when I got that backstory and the imagery and all that stuff, especially at the point in life I was in at that point in time, it really hit different. It gave me someone to relate to. It was more like trauma bonding, but like it was still like, it was like, wow, this is like, wow, but goals.
Yeah. I love that film.
Yes.
I was obsessed with it when I was younger.
The comedic relief that Raw Digger,
yes,
that ending, I quit.
I just loved Matthew Lillard.
Oh,
I just have
God.
like an unhealthy obsession with Matthew Lillard. I don't know why.
I can't look
I
at him
just
and
do.
do though. Like he and Shaggy get cut in half for no good reason. Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
It's just how long his fingers are. They're like give you a good time.
Them bang- huh.
You just know, don't you?
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, with that, I just want to say thank you so much. This has been amazing. We'll make sure we'll put all your links, we'll put your Venmo, all that, because again, drag is not cheap, y'all. So go support these people. Seriously. Go out to the club, throw them some money, you know. Well, maybe not throw. It
Only in
depends.
America.
If you're gonna make it
Don't
rain,
do it.
I don't mind.
Don't do it in the UK. Don't let them do it in the UK. Our money is metal.
Yeah.
We'll hurt you.
Yeah.
That sounds like a concussion.
And with that, we'll say goodbye. So
Good night, darlings.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.